Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
My buddy laid over the sea. My mommy laid over my daddy, and that's how they made me.
Oh my God, I
I
remember
don't know.
that.
Are you doing shanties right now? Are you doing pirate shanties? I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorta.
Well, okay.
I'm writing.
Oh my God. All right. So listeners, this is episode 117. Okay.
Yes.
And 117A, the next episode coming out, I guess Renee's inadvertently doing a bit of some foreshadowing for some pirate shanties that were to be. Yeah. And for YouTube watchers, you will see we have a tricorn pirate's hat that I think I'm gonna don.
It fits and it looks damn good on her. Actually,
I know. I put it on my head and it was embarrassing.
Does
I do
drinking
wanna-
make your head bigger?
It does.
Yeah, I think booze does.
Yeah,
Let me
over
put it
time.
back.
I do want to say for all the YouTube listeners, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. I'll do all that groveling stuff where I'm supposed to ask you to please do that, but it does matter to the algorithm, so please do that.
My name is Adam Pissed On, not pissed off, Riley.
I'm Renee. Here I am.
And I'm Jake. I didn't think of anything.
Oh
for
my
this
God!
podcast.
So
Okay,
anyway, so I'm
going
trying to
into
do a
This
bit
is
of
like the
foreshadowing
lamest one
here.
ever.
So this is from first we're gonna go right off, and this is a bit of a urine luck kind of thing, right?
Okay.
And by that I mean urine luck, and that was my
Are
foreshadowing.
you slowing down? Urine? Like
Yes,
Yeah.
like
as in
Yeah.
pee?
As
Okay.
in, yes.
All right.
So, we all know that pee is stored in the balls, right? So anyway, so this is actually from listener H. A Louisiana government employee was recently arrested for urinating in the water supply multiple times. You can see him quite clearly on. No, go ahead. Think about that.
Okay. All right.
It's pretty great, actually, because I think my favorite part is because you can watch him do it. You could see him clearly doing this on CCTV. He isn't doing like what some of us do. You know, if you're out like around friends, or you just kind of like I don't know. I've been an athlete all growing up. You kind of like do that squat and you kind of like sloop it out the side, and just rock a piss that way, right? Discreetly. He is like arching his back almost. He's like just comfortably pissing. To him. Go ahead.
Does it make you think that this is not the first time he did it? It's the first time he got caught.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, and that's what I was like. He wasn't even trying to hide it, and but he was charged officially with 2 counts of criminal damage to a critical infrastructure and 2 counts of contaminating water supplies.
Sure.
And I'm just trying to figure out what kind of infrastructure damage was happening there.
I know more than the fluoride they put in it.
Yeah.
So tin hat. Where's the tin hat?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So anyway, and like I wanted to say that he had, they believe that he's done it a few times, and I feel like actions speak louder than words. The fact that he was just comfortably, he literally, the way I understand it, he walked out of his office and was like, yeah. 20 more feet that way is the bathroom, but but I could just piss right here.
Strangest thing is during lunch he went to the park and watched people drink out of the fountain.
well, I think it's almost like pissing in the bathroom sink because the toilet is too far.
I get it.
But whatever. I've honestly myself, I've truly walked past 2 bathrooms to pee outside.
Sure.
So it's a bit of the experience more than anything. So, but with that being said, I'd like to think that at least the first time, because he was clearly very comfortable doing this. I'd like to think the first time was a bit panicky.
Sure.
Like, gotta go. Here, fine, fuck it. And then after you pop that cherry.
I haven't seen the video, so what facility?
should
He works
put
at
it
it works at the
They just
facility.
installed.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
got the video.
Okay, fact checker Tony.
Is it like a
passing around to the
facility with a
audience.
big tank? He just like
Yeah.
like a catwalk. And
Yeah,
he just,
exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly it. So play for YouTube people.
All right, I'll try to look it up here.
No, so but like
Well,
I
let
said,
me ask real quick, just
At
like
least
side note,
it'd be
you were
funny if an alligator came up and
yeah, that'd be poetic. But we'll follow this up with Renee. Do you pee in the shower?
No.
I unzipped the pee in the shower.
Thank you. Can I ask why?
Why don't you pee in the shower?
Because you can just pee in the toilet before you get in the shower. If you have to go
What if
that
you're
bad.
comfy? What's a long shower?
That's true.
What's
I
a
guess
long shower?
if you're a planner,
yeah, you don't
I am a planner.
you don't take the showers.
you're not a supervisor in Louisiana apparently. So
No,
I feel for Louisiana. That's
Actually,
not the worst thing.
I gotta tell you this, I mean, and I've got more about him in a second, but I just want to say, listeners, be on, full disclosure, don't get hurt around me because I treat every wound like a jellyfish sting. So,
I'm here for the sterilization.
actually, we can give a little information. I was watching with my son. Did you know what works better than pee?
on a jellyfish sting?
On jellyfish sting.
You just know this? Okay.
It was vinegar 100%. And the other thing that works, in case you find yourself in that hot water, it neutralizes the.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
if you're out on a beach and
You have your
you
vinegar
got
in your
stung
hot water.
by a jellyfish, do you think what's more convenient? The jug of vinegar you happen to have with you, the water you need to wait for it to boil, or the piss in your bladder or in your balls?
I think you need to ask the person stung by a jellyfish,
We all
because
know
I
that
would be
beast-
like, you know what? Go hit Costco real quick.
Yeah, me too.
It's just like, I'll deal with the sting for 10 minutes. Keep your dick in your pants. Better yet, go
Yeah, what are you
boil.
doing?
Go get some hot water from the Starbucks around the corner.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What if it was a woman? Would you want her to pee on your?
I wouldn't even need to be at the beach.
Yeah, isn't that the difference between a garbanzo bean
Yeah.
and a chickpea?
That's just
I only
jelly.
want one on my on my
that's-
jellyfish
Yeah,
sting.
that's jelly. It stings.
So
Let's
anyway,
hear more about this stellar human being.
well, I just wanted to say, like, so if a man pissing in the water supply is what it takes to have your water tested and treated, then like
Someone
I would
I don't want to ruin your joke. Go.
I think we have too symbiotic of a mind, but I just want to encourage any and all Flint, Michigan listeners to start doing this.
I was like, please don't mention Flint, but here we are.
It's all low hanging fruit.
Supervisor is
Okay.
about to get some funding.
So hopefully they'll get your water situation fixed.
Actually, I have a weird story about a misuse
water
of power with water.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so I have this. In a shocking amount of misuse of power, a Russian government food inspector dropped his phone in a water reservoir while taking a selfie. Did you see this?
I think
I think
did
it was
see this.
Indian.
I had Russian here. So
Same
Maybe
thing,
just in a
same
hurry,
thing,
but still
same
Indian.
thing.
well, so anyway, so he
Fact
asked.
checker Tony.
Yeah, he ended up asking local divers to find it, and they couldn't. So then he had 2 diesel power pumps work for 3 days, emptying 2 million liters of water
You know that
to
they had-
retrieve his waterlogged
You know
phone.
they had dick pics on it, right?
Well, that was the thing. He justified this, saying it had sensitive government information on
Maybe
it.
shouldn't be taking selfies with it.
I think it's sensitive.
Exactly.
Some say it's a plus.
So I don't know.
I did see that, and like I said, I'm a little confused because I thought it was. I mean, dude, if that guy was Russian, Putin would be like, "That's Vidanya."
Yeah.
You know, like you're not even gonna make it to the next day because you have too many red square secrets on you.
Well-
But no, like I did see that, and so all I could think, and I believe that when I read it that they got the phone out and it didn't work.
Yeah, it was waterlogged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
Yeah.
like, so I don't know, put in some rice, some basmati rice.
Put it in some rice.
Yeah. Maybe I'm getting catfished here. So, anyways, quick side note game. We've been playing this fun game where we would give an awful sex move to Renee, and she would look it up. Right?
No,
It
these
was
are
awful. It was truly awful.
No. These are actually we tell you very distinctly to
I
not
know.
do it. So it's
I know.
on your own volition. If you are doing this,
I
then it's
must
your
know.
fault.
So
I
the
must
fun
know.
game I thought is I'm going to say the sex move, and I'm going to have Renee read the description, and YouTube listeners will get to see her face. And then if you want to look it up, that's on you. I'm not going to stop you. All right.
So she's not going to read out loud.
No, she's not going to read it out loud. But this sex move is called the Mississippi bird bath. Right? And I want you to read under the yellow there. Just read to yourself. Okay, she's reading. She's
Ew. No. Who thinks of these things?
people in Mississippi. Brought to you by the state next to the P.
MISSI
So if you wanted to experience what Renee experienced, go to, I think this one might have been on urbandictionary.com, Mississippi bird bath.
Don't do it. Don't do
yeah,
it, folks.
Tony looked it up.
Tony looked it up. It's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Tony, who
Like the
who
viral
dropped their phone in
bacteria
the
you'll
water
get from
and drained
it.
the basin?
Yeah.
Wait.
I was saying,
You had one
speaking
job.
speaking of wildfire, actually I have a story about wildfires. Have you guys seen wildfires going on in Quebec?
Yeah.
Okay, so like literally the other day, like almost all Quebec like started on fire, and
Well, no, because it's like, isn't it
Okay.
like it's polluting the air in New York, right?
right. So in New York, but I think starting Friday, I don't know the date on Friday, and like a day from now, the wildfires will basically make Toronto, and I quote, uninhabitable, because of the convergence of a couple of plumes. It'll also be hitting like Buffalo, and it's basically like the wildfire season is off to like a hot start. Pun intended, in Quebec. And I don't know if that's normal. Like normally wildfires, I'm used to them being in the West. I'm not used to, so I don't know if they have a drought
No,
situation
because
going on.
like there's been times here where we've had it from the Canadian wildfires.
But that was like the red sun that we've had like last week.
Yeah.
I know I took a picture of the sun. Everyone else took a
missed
picture
it.
of the sun. It's kind of pretty. That's mostly from Canadian wildfires already. So up
Kind
next,
of pretty.
Yeah.
You sound like a dandy pirate, right?
kind of pretty. And that's a little foreshadowing for 117A.
Okay, so I figure in honor of the fact that we have a police officer in the audience right now, you can yell hi. Yeah. He says, freeze, I'm a cop. So anyway, I thought that we would do funny laws. So
Okay.
this is going to fall. Actually, Renee, you want to describe how the game algorithm for us, please?
This is super fun.
For funny laws,
Just in general.
Just
we wish things were to be true that are not true. So now we try to guess 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, but close. But it's actually
Okay.
it's one truth and 2 lie.
Okay.
But so with that being said, audience members, please play along, and viewers and I guess TikTokers now, let us know if something streams through here. So now one of these is an actual law, and the other 2 are bullshit. So number 1, it is illegal to teach a parrot to sing off key in public in Hawaii.
fucking should be.
Number 2, it is illegal to own just 1 guinea pig in Switzerland.
Okay.
Number 3, it's illegal to have a pet turtle with a shell length shorter than 4 inches in Canada.
For a pet?
Yes.
God, these are excellently written. So kudos
Yeah.
to you for because these are equally like
Right.
I think I'm gonna go with number 2.
I feel
for
like
some
3
reason.
is too legit.
Just because in Sweden they're so like amicable
Well,
to everything.
Switzerland.
Whatever. In one of them, they're so amicable to everything they want. You know, they don't want the guinea pig. Isn't Switzerland where all the death metal comes from? So I think depression's a
That's
problem.
Sweden.
Whatever. And can they just combine? Like, listen. All right. What are people from Switzerland called?
Swiss.
What are people from Sweden called?
Swedes.
Yeah, that's the same fucking thing. It's
not.
fine. It's the same.
It's
100%.
monosyllabic, but it starts with SW.
It's
That's
on.
it.
It's as stupid as only having
Actually-
one guinea pig. So I'm going number 2.
Actually, I'll tell you this. Here's
Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Swedes
about.
and Swiss.
Yeah.
No, stop it. So with
So
that being said,
cheese with
actually-
holes in it or holes with cheese in it. You know. So
Okay, so I'll read them again. All right. So, number 1, it's illegal to teach a parrot to sing off key in public in Hawaii.
I do like that.
Number 2, it's illegal to own just 1 guinea pig in Switzerland. Number 3, it's illegal to have a pet turtle with a shell length shorter than 3 inches in Canada.
So my guess is number 2.
Mine is 2 as well.
We got a 1. We got a 2. We got a 2. A 1.
So, I will tell you something interesting since you mentioned Switzerland, and I always thought this was very cool, but very weird. Now, in a lot of countries, especially in Europe, the official language is one of the official languages is English, right?
Okay.
So, like in Italy, it'll be Italian and English, right?
Right.
So in Switzerland, which is like essentially a Venn diagram of all the countries around it. So Switzerland, if you go to Switzerland and if you are in Western Switzerland, you're basically in Eastern France. If
Okay.
you go to, I'm not kidding you. If you
I
go
know,
to
but I'm
southern,
just thinking if I was a Swiss person.
well, hold on. So if let's say you go to like southern Switzerland, you're basically in northern Italy, and the same with Germany, right?
Sure.
If you are in eastern Switzerland, you are in western Germany, essentially. So it's like this perfect Venn diagram. And so they have 4 official languages in Switzerland. It's German, Italian, and French, and then they have Romansh.
Can't believe the Swiss country didn't take off.
Right?
It's
Well,
like-
no, I'm just saying this. And what's interesting about Romansh is that it's like almost no one even in Switzerland speaks it.
Sure.
Even though everyone like in Europe speaks English, except for the French, they just pretend they don't.
All I'm concerned with the 2 guinea pigs speak
yeah, me
fromage.
too. One speaks
I'm
fromage,
trying to edge
and
you
the other
guys
one
right
speaks
now.
English.
I'm edging you.
I'm sure it's a 4-inch turtle.
Swiss laws prohibit owning just one social animal because it could get lonely.
Ah, I fucking called it, man. It's probably in so many languages, no one can talk to each other. What a brilliant move.
So isn't that interesting? You could, if you, because
They can teach each other the language of love, I guess.
I didn't know that guinea pigs were social animals, but yeah. So you can like if you could, you have to have at least 2 guinea pigs.
Okay.
Doesn't it seem like they're always giving birth though? So it's like,
Just
when are
wait
they
a-
ever single?
Just wait a minute.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's good of them to be so concerned that, you know,
Well,
they're
no,
like,
it
this
is-
is clearly a sad guinea pig.
Well, no, and like, and honestly, like, I don't know, I'm all about animal rights and
Yeah.
like treating them fairly and how they should be treated humanely. So it's like, I dig it. Like, it's kind of interesting. So
It's like when one dies, you're breaking the law.
just freeze. I'm a cop.
Whenever you buy,
So he
yeah.
comes kicking your door.
I
in.
would get 3,
You
so I
have
was
no
never.
jurisdiction
Yeah.
here. This is Switzerland.
They arrest everyone. Everyone buying 1 guinea pig is arrested.
Yeah, it's just sting operations. The guy in a trench coat with the 1 guinea pig. Psst, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
This is like this. He opens the trench coat.
He was trying to say there's another one, but he only speaks fromage.
Yeah, they're not friends.
Your side of the cage is
Get the
West
hell out of
Germany.
here.
Yeah.
I don't speak your language.
They killed each other.
Yeah.
In the middle of the cage is like Switzerland. It's like
It's neutral.
neutral.
territory.
That's how you neutralize a jellyfish sting by pissing on it.
Exactly.
There
So actually,
Switzerland a jellyfish sting by pissing on it.
I have a story about a mountainous country here too. Did you see? Tell the story of Mount Everest. Mount Everest has become. You remember like one person climbed it like 50 years ago. Now there's like a traffic jam.
Oh yeah.
At the top.
I think we talked about this like last year, but like if you look at, and here's a nice stop at Google moment. But if you look like Google like Mount Everest like line or whatever for the peak, but it's like gross. It's like man, like
It looks
really,
like the gold rush in Alaska.
yeah, essentially. But it's like just a line of people like, can't wait for me to take a selfie in about 2 hours.
Yeah, it looks
also,
like
I'm running out of air.
like a filled trash can at the top
Yeah.
of the summit.
Yeah.
But so recently there was because what happens if you die?
They just
on-
leave you there.
You become a landmark.
Yeah.
You become don't go that way.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's actually
like,
more like
hang a left at the yellow boot guy.
Exactly.
no,
Yeah.
it's actually green boots.
Or green boots,
Green
that's
boots
right,
is an
that's
actual
right.
was an actual landmark. Yeah.
So a climber recently was found just in trouble, like basically clinging onto a rope, shivering. And I thought this was kind of cool, but a Sherpa from it was a Malaysian climber was found shivering and clinging to a rope. A Sherpa from a different group abandoned his group and carried the guy basically for 6 hours to safety. And it's one of
Nice.
and it's like it didn't even mention the
Carried him
Sherpa's
down, though.
Yeah, the Sherpa's name. I think eventually people did help him.
Why don't
but
they just bobsled him down?
that's true.
Like, I'm just gonna set you in this thing.
I
You'll
would've-
be there in about
Yeah.
6
yeah,
hours.
I would have rode him like a toboggan.
But it
like
just
a bobsled team
Yeah.
guy.
it did kind of remind me of like the whole thing with like someone's like they climbed Mount Everest, but there's always someone that carried their stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's always like it's always the Sherpas that do the work.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a Simpsons reference where like Homer fell asleep and then like the Sherpas are carrying up
Yeah.
the hill? He's like, and he wakes up, he's like, oh, look how far I got.
Yeah, but so I wanted to roll this into a recommendation. I don't know if it's on
For the Simpsons?
No, on Netflix anymore, but I believe the movie was called 13 Peaks, and it was like 13 peaks. Might be 11 peaks. 13 peaks are above a
That's
certain.
how many peaks it takes to get arrested for being a peeping Tom.
Exactly. There's like 13 peaks
He knows from
over
experience.
over a certain like over a certain height, and these are considered like the 13 peaks that like are coveted by all climbers.
Okay.
And it's considered like a lifetime achievement.
Is there like K2?
Yeah,
and,
to
like,
get
ever,
and there's like one in China that like you have to get the approval of the Chinese government to climb, because I think it's like the death rate is just insane because it's so difficult, but also they allow few people. But this a guy from Nepal basically was doing these 13 peaks just to create awareness of basically his people. So
Who's his
13
people?
peaks is the Sherpas
Oh, okay.
from Nepal.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to verify the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Swiss, man.
The Swiss. So
This was gerbils.
anyways, I thought that was a cool story because it's just like I like to think he was tired of people dying on this mountain. He's like, yeah, we already know to turn right there. Let's get you down.
Yeah,
yeah. If we needed a marker, it'd be funny if you carried him to another problematic area. It's just like, so anyways, I think it was called 13 Peaks.
Elephant graveyard of hikers.
Yeah, they'll be safe eventually. We'll have enough
Yeah.
dead bodies to keep you guys corralled in. So
There's 2 triples at the top.
yeah. So number 2, not one guinea pig.
No.
No, she guessed. No, you guessed one, right?
No,
You
she
guess-
did
no,
guess
you
2.
guessed one.
Yeah.
All right, you get.
The females
So-
all guessed 2, okay?
All right. Ugh, never hear the end of that.
No.
All right, so New York City has installed 1 of 4 vending machines in its city.
Okay.
I guess the hope is to cut down on overdoses caused by the opioid crisis.
There's only 4 of them in all of New York City.
Hold on.
I bet they're crowded.
This is a nonstop vending machines, nonstop shop for crack pipes, hygiene kits, safe sex kits, and naloxone. Is that how you,
What's the pen they give you?
that's Narcan?
yeah.
I thought.
I was hoping to be a Narcan vending machine.
Naloxone.
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 I was hoping to be naloxone, and they push like E6, and then naloxone would fall against the glass. And they're like,
Just shaking it. So anyway, naloxone is actually a drug test strip used to detect fentanyl.
okay.
All right, but I do really appreciate the horror that you just said, because I know I felt the same way with Snickers. I'm like, oh no,
I'm not me when I'm hungry.
I'm not going anywhere for a while. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, but I guess to be fair, at first I was like, really? All right.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but I guess that it's had a lot of success, like in Europe and Australia and other parts of the U.S. as well, by installing these vending machines, and they're free, by the way.
But the crack pipe's at the bottom. You don't want glassware high. So, like,
This glass pipe is plastic.
that's how you recycle your light bulbs.
that's true. Okay.
So anyway, but I thought that you could maybe do this because I know that we've talked about this. I believe it like a year or two ago. The striking amount, or the strikingly small amount of fentanyl, I guess it takes to overdose on.
Yeah.
And maybe you could put something for YouTube viewers. But
It's like less than a grain of rice, I think.
it's about that. Like, if you can actually, like, here's your stop and Google moment, listeners that are just listening. But if you Google how much the amount of fentanyl comparison that it takes to overdose on, it's like you should be looking at a picture of a coin.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I put more on like.
I thought it was like Abraham Lincoln's mustache on a penny. You know, it was just
like if Abraham Lincoln was doing a Got Milk commercial.
Yeah.
Like that's the amount. But anyway.
Got bad Coke?
Yeah. Well, no, and the reason why I think that that's important to at least think about is because, like, you hear about people all the time nowadays are like overdosing on fentanyl, and it's so scary. Like, I've heard of like even and I don't know, maybe this is like a scare tactic, but I've heard of like people there being fentanyl like on car door, like, so when you touch it, because does it absorb into your skin?
I mean, there's been paramedics who have been.
Yeah, there you go. Do you see
Yeah.
Tony's holding it up right now?
Yeah, that wouldn't even be a good line for Lincoln.
No, I mean,
I'll put it up for the YouTube listeners.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount of cocaine for Lincoln.
It's a jarringly small amount, you know,
Sure.
to where it's like, it's so scary. And the reason, and I really don't get the reasoning behind why they're putting it into everything, but, you know.
Well, it's a strong thing.
It seems like it kills the fuck out of you, is what that's what I don't totally understand.
Let me take this a different direction. Did you hear, like, it's June, right? It's June. You know, like, everybody's butthole's like, where is this white guy going with this? Like, so we brought up Lincoln. And so the thing is, it's like they're now openly saying that Abraham Lincoln was gay.
We've been saying that for years.
It's been a funny
You heard
joke,
it here first.
but now it's like being put in history books. And with no real tangible evidence.
Like the Russell shirtless.
You can't go backward in
But don't
time.
we all?
Like, you can't be like, listen, he was probably gay. You can't be like, he was totally gay. Like, imagine being Mary Todd Lincoln. You're so ugly in the past, before photography, that you're like, her husband had to be gay. it's like 4 scores and 4 more guys ago. So,
I mean, I guess honestly, if we're gonna go off of that, I mean, it's also like written in the history books. Like, anything you read about Eleanor Roosevelt, they always like to point out how fucking ugly she was.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, even growing up, like, they're like, dude, leave her alone. Like,
she was so ugly, FDR pretended his legs didn't work. So,
why don't you get up here and fuck
Yeah.
me? Ah, polio.
no, I'm sorry. The soul
paralyzed
is willing, but
both ways.
the body is weak. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting. They're like, no, he was totally gay. He liked it, not only in the stovepipe hat, but
Yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, well, she wouldn't be his beard, so he grew one.
there you go. Yeah,
Oh,
I just
too soon.
all right. Listen. Abraham Lincoln's face has facilitated plenty of lines.
Have you seen that thing where it's like where every single face on a coin is in the same direction except for Abraham Lincoln, the penny, he's facing the other way. And I saw this meme that said, like, when you get shot in the back of the head, you tend to not forget that.
I didn't know that at all.
Wait,
No.
Yeah, I think if you look at all the
Kennedy's not facing the other direction, then does he not care if he gets?
No, that was the grassy knoll. He's facing that.
Yeah, he got shot. He took it in the front.
Yeah, he did. Oh my God. I didn't mean to do all that, but
Okay, here we go.
but I'm not sorry.
No, I'll pull us out of this. I got something worse. So, like, do you remember Alien news? So, like, we got tinfoil hats we can all put on. Do you remember when Alien, the government came out and there's like, we don't know what these UFOs are, right? And you thought that would be a big thing, but it just kind of wasn't. Well, like, it got worse. Like, more alien news came out, and like, we couldn't give a shit less. We still know more about Kim Kardashian's probably pH balance of her vagina. But basically, okay, so
did you say vagina?
yeah,
He said
whatever.
Virgina.
Virgina?
It doesn't matter what it is anymore. So it's like,
It's a virgin vagina.
like, I watched the sex tape. It
That's
was
where
like, listen, I don't know. She
She's got
laid
a lot
there
of, lot
like
of
no
lip
one.
fillers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So there was this guy. So David Charles Grush is his last name. He came out and he basically was like, he was part of like the committee of the government that was like looking into UFOs. And I got a couple quotes from him, but he says the government is basically has intact and partially intact crafts of non-human origins. Another quote, well, naturally, when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. And believe it or not, as fantastic as it sounds, it's true. This is a 36-year-old combat veteran from Afghanistan who's a member of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, the program run by the Office of the Naval Intelligence to investigate UFOs from 2019 to 2021. This was news, and no one gave a shit.
I didn't even hear about it.
I didn't either.
That's what I mean. It wasn't like it was buried by the government because it seemed like it just wasn't interesting enough for CNN to keep covering. Like TikTok was more like interesting.
Like, let's watch some 15-year-olds dance in a bikini instead. I'd love to hear about this actual tangible thing, but let's be perverts.
That's what I'm saying. So where like this seems like news that would have set the world on fire a couple of years ago. Now they're just like, yeah, sometimes aliens crash with pilots in it.
Yeah, but did Biden trip yet?
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
It's almost like Mars Attacks when everyone's like,
yeah.
They don't care. Yeah.
It's like, of course it's aliens. Who gives a shit? What's on Netflix? We're going to be invaded.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What's that?
I said Fubar with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, if you don't care about aliens and you don't care about Netflix, what you should care about is the Comedy Cabin here in Janesville, Wisconsin.
You should care about the Comedy Cabin here in Janesville.
So that leads us up to this next sponsor. You can get away and laugh at Janesville's own comedy club featuring national touring comedians every week. You can get your tickets at cabinlaughs.com. cabinlaughs.com. Speaking from experience, the shows sell out almost every night, almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And so go and support live comedy. Again, you can get your tickets at cabinlaughs.com. And Nathan, actually, the owner, he told me that if you don't go buy a ticket, he's gonna go hang himself. So
yeah, he's got gallows humor. But
no pressure.
Personally, I will
say
say
do a little bit of foreshadowing.
I
here
thought
about
you were
the
going to
next
say
episode.
that he was going to come pursue you and like beat you up or something.
No. I'm talking about we're going into hanging.
But we're going
here.
into guilt. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that,
No.
That works
Hanging.
better.
Hanging like you would hang a pirate for our next episode.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
You're right,
See,
you're
that's gallows humor. Gallows humor.
I see what you did there. Seamless. But I will say, like, there is something really nice about, like,
unlike that rope.
just honestly here in Janesville, just like going to a show and not having to drive home from a fucking city
Yeah.
is magical. So
Yeah,
thank
so
you,
go
Nathan. Thanks for sponsoring.
Go
Really
support
appreciate
live
it.
comedy. Go to cabinlaughs.com and go watch some fucking great shows. All right. So have you heard of parthenogenesis?
Yeah. No.
Okay. I didn't know if you did. Anybody? Parthenogenesis? So it's a natural form of asexual reproduction. It's also known as virgin birth. Right? That's kind of the slang for it. It's a phenomenon found with like
Christianity.
It's a phenomenon found with like some species of like birds, fish, reptiles.
Marys.
Basically, your cloaca owners, right?
Sure.
Now, there's a crocodile in Costa Rica who has become the first of her kind known to have had a virgin birth.
Okay.
Now, this means that
I knew Jesus was coming back. I didn't think crocodile.
he's
like
fucking killing my joke.
I'm sorry.
God damn you, dude. Every time. So anyway,
It's like if
I
you
need
guys-
like a shot.
I'm sorry. I need to stop. Like, all right.
Pretty soon you guys are just gonna mold into one another.
This is
know.
a compliment. It's a
We
compliment.
are venom.
We are bad pun.
Yeah. We are low-hanging fruit. So anyway, so her baby is 99.9% identical to herself, confirming that there is no father. Now, if this sounds familiar, you may recognize this as the plot of the South Park episode where revealing Cartman's mom.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
dad,
okay, sure,
you know?
yeah.
So, but no, actually, like unlike Cartman's mom, though, this crocodile has been isolated for 11 years. So there's definitely, the croc is truly like a strong, independent, croc woman that don't need a man. Right?
Seriously.
So, and I'm glad that they genetically proved that there was no father, because I'd be wondering what that like mayor from Oaxaca, a few episodes back.
Oh, sure, yeah,
mayor
yeah.
that married
Yeah.
like the alligator or whatever.
Well, most political marriages are stunts anyways to get reelected. So,
Yeah, there you go.
so like,
go ahead.
are crocodiles normally able to do this?
So, okay, I'm glad you said that. Now, man, I hope I don't double over my notes here. But so, with that being said, there was one of the main scientists that was researching this. He said, people will notice this with their snakes or different things like that, right? Mm-hmm. But he said, we don't notice this with crocodiles because most people don't have pet crocodiles.
Sure.
And this particular crocodile in Costa Rica was specifically isolated just to see how it would react to everything else too. Right?
This was their goal with that experiment?
I don't know if it was their goal for their the parthenogenesis.
Sure. Okay.
But I know that it was definitely just to kind of like research her and see what would happen, right?
Okay.
Now, I do want to say, I wrote down here, though, on a silly note that you already stole my joke for, I'm sure there's some like weirdo cult somewhere worshiping this like new crocodile messiah.
Sure.
Right? but I don't know. I thought that was like, it was one of those like, I'm just read this quote here. It said, the fact that the mechanism of parthenogenesis is the same in so many different species suggests that this is a very ancient trait that has been inherited throughout the ages. So this supports the idea that dinosaurs could also reproduce this way.
I think I did see something recently.
Which is then, of course, are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I didn't do this because I thought he would do this, but see if he does it.
All right. So cue the unbuttoned Jeff Goldblum saying, life
finds a way. I don't know if this is pathetic or impressive, but no, I think this is good news because it's like
people say like, "Is this scripted?" I'm like, I write down my notes and then Jake steals my joke.
No, I'm sorry. It's not, we it's a hive mind. I think this is good news. Like, listen, human women do this. It's just in the form of cats.
My body, my choice.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I always laugh at that movie, The Notebook. Like, The Notebook was made by the Humane Society, right? Because they set unrealistic expectations for guys. And when they're not met, they just get a bunch of cats.
Like, what
but
do
it's
you
written
want?
by a man.
Exactly. The man runs the Humane Society. It's a business.
Get him in, get him out. Get him in, get him out.
It's very effective marketing. It's nice to know crocodiles do this too.
No, I don't know. I thought that was super cool. Like, and I mean, I don't know.
It's sad. It's sad. She's gonna not agree with it. And if you follow 117A, mother and daughter, very similar traits.
Yeah, there you go.
So
that's
a
foreshadowing for the next episode.
That is interesting in terms of like I had no idea reptiles seemingly can do that.
Yeah,
just in isolation.
I guess in my brain I thought it was like kind of like I kind of made the cloaca joke, because we always joke about cloacas here on the podcast.
We do.
Which is, what is a cloaca, Renee?
I don't know. It's the whole the egg comes out.
Swiss Army knife of orifices.
Swiss Army knife of orifices. Basically, it's a poop and peeing, reproduction, everything. But I thought that it was
Renee,
interesting.
do you have chickens?
No, I'm not. I want some.
I thought you did.
No, I wish I did.
No, when you have I have chickens at home, and there's something beautiful about it. Like when a pet gives you breakfast.
I know. That's what I've been.
You look at it differently. You're like,
I've been eating my dog eggs for a while.
Yeah.
They taste like shit.
There was a moment where the chickens were eating the dog shit, and they gave me eggs. I'm like, this is an elegant way.
Yeah. I mean, you need to skip the middleman like I do.
That's
Just
true.
Eat the shit.
It made me look at the cat and be like, what do you do? Just shit in the basement?
Yeah. Make your house smell like piss.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. So anyway, but like I did think it was kind of interesting with the parthenogenesis is that
you can make it into a candle.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we did. Gwyneth Paltrow's
Yeah,
candle.
what happened to her?
I put it away for the pirate head.
She got divorced.
Yeah. So, but no, I thought it was interesting that with the parthenogenesis, like it is found with like basically cloaca owners. It's like birds, fish and reptiles. They can like just basically asexually reproduce.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Speaking of asexual reproduction, the PGA and the Saudi Arabian Wealth Fund merged this week.
Oh.
Did any in the audience know what I'm talking about?
The PGA, like the golf people?
So the golf people. And what's interesting is
PGA stands for parthenogenesis, but it's abbreviated.
Exactly. So for listeners, so the PGA is, everybody knows.
I thought it was for pigs.
Most people know this is like Tiger Woods PGA, and each, like the Masters is a little different from them. The British Open, they're a little bit different. But the PGA and this Saudi startup fund called LIV. It's LIV, which is the Roman numeral for 54, which is the amount of holes per tournament, which I thought was kind of clever.
Yeah, I get it.
But the problem is, it was a Saudi, basically sovereign wealth fund, which is the government public investing fund, which means it is dirty money.
Yeah.
They've been like basically
also,
bribing.
I don't want to get in on it.
Well, they've been trying to like
that sweet chic money.
So like I didn't write down. Oh, chic money. I like that. I didn't write down the exact, but. Do you know the term Phil Mickelson? He's kind of a popular name. And so Brooks Koepke, I think, they got a ton of shit last year because they took, I thought it was like, I want to say it was like $400 million. It was an incredible amount of money. It was more money guaranteed to them than they would have won had they won all the PGA, because this is they're trying to get started. The PGA was basically fighting back, and they were saying, I think there was a quote that was basically like, unfortunately, people have to watch Phil Mickelson, who's now siding with the Saudi investing wealth fund, and unfortunately, some of the 9/11 families might have to watch him on TV. These were the kind of shots they were taking. Well, last week, the PGA and LIV are merging, and this is your friendly
money at
yeah.
something.
This is your friendly reminder that Happy June, everybody. The companies are saying what they want to say to get your money. They don't give a fuck about gay people. They don't give a fuck about the cause. This is mostly what they have to say to make more money. And it bums me out. The Target got in trouble recently because Budweiser had the backlash. Everybody knows about the Budweiser backlash.
What happened? I'm just kidding.
Exactly. But so
Don't even start. Don't even start.
Hold on. I just want to say I have ordered way more Bud Light than I ever have.
Oh, yeah.
Like recently.
Don't get me wrong.
I
was
buy
gonna
Bud
send
Lights
this
for
to you.
people.
We're the silver lining of that clown. We're the funny fringe. You know, like I love it. I love it. I love backlash. But the thing with Target was Target wanted to avoid a Bud Light situation, in quotes, and which was funny because that's them saying they wanted to avoid a gay situation. And, just to be a fly on the wall in that boardroom of everyone saying the political correct version.
There's some
where they
old white
march-
guy just like with like instead of an hourglass, it's like a month glass. It's like July 1st is
Yeah.
almost here.
Well, but that was the thing. It's like they marginalized what they had planned to do in June because there was a backlash. And what's interesting about this is if you flash back, now there's a bunch of like gay people that are like, no, you have to shop at Target. You have to support Target because Target is good. And it's like they want the left to defend Target, but they're forgetting like 10 years ago, Lady Gaga like didn't sell her CD there because they did something homophobic. So Target
did they do?
pivoted. I forgot the exact thing, but basically they pivoted and Lady Gaga was like, all right, cool. But basically, and they made a shit ton of money because they figured out gay people have money. You know why gay people have money?
No kids.
No kids. Right? So no kids became this holy grail to where it's like everybody's like, don't think for a second these companies actually give a fuck about the struggles of the gay community. They give a fuck about the lucrative.
I'm sure there are people on the board that are also like,
They're like, my mom's gay.
Yeah, but go a bit higher. Just the people with the money. They're like, what do I got to do to get more money? That's the main motivation for all this.
It's like Mad Libs, like fill in the blank. Like, I need to blank to get more money.
Yeah. So, like, if you want to have a good time, tune into the PGA Tour and watch them unsay all the things they've said in the last year because the PGA sued LIV and LIV sued back the PGA over, like, basically defamation lawsuits. But now they decided to merge, and guess what the current company they're going to call it is? Nuco. That's the name.
It's a new company.
That is the merger, and it yet to be because they'll rename it.
Did they have me rename that when I was drunk?
That's what I mean.
That's what I would have came up with.
So that was the thing. Is like
Nuco.
this whole point I'm driving at is like again, June is now the time to recommend or that you scrutinize the companies that you shop for, not because of the face they're putting on this month, but because of what their actual motives are. So end of rant. I'll take my tinfoil hat off. Get off my fucking soapbox. But
these are big companies. Yeah. But if you have a small company, and if you're ever tired of doing all the paperwork that comes with running a small business.
Oh, what seamless transition.
Yeah, seamless.
Oh, my goodness.
And headaches from hundreds of new tax laws, let Jensen Accounting be your Tylenol.
Accounting.
Find them on Facebook by searching Jensen Accounting and Consulting. Jensen Accounting and Consulting on Facebook. Here in Janesville, Wisconsin, just a quick job from Rogan Shoes in Janesville, Wisconsin.
Thank you so much, Jensen Accounting. Sorry you were buried by my rant.
If Jake cuts it, this is going to sound
I know, poor
real
Jensen
weird.
Accounting, they might have got canceled because of what you said.
Listen, they shouldn't have said that.
They are endorsing the endorsement, not what you said.
Exactly.
All right. What else you got?
Yeah, that's it. Go
All
right
right,
into it. Yeah.
Okay, well, you want to end on catfish?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
end it.
let's do it. Let's do
all right,
it.
listeners.
Oh, wait, I have something else. I'm sorry. Back it up. I did have one. There was actually, and I wanted to bring this up to you, having used to work in a prison.
I don't work in prison.
You used to.
No. My family works.
Your family works in a prison.
Oh, by the way, Jake's brother got a huge promotion.
Yeah, he didn't even tell me about it.
Congratulations.
All right, so anyways,
Okay.
two inmates. I don't know what's happening here. Two inmates escaped from an Ohio prison.
Listen, you work in a fucking prison now, Renee.
Listen,
Get your fucking
and
script
scene.
right.
Scene. You work in a prison. I was
Okay.
telling you what your
Okay.
past was.
Lion
I'm
face,
sorry.
lemon face, lion
I'm
face,
in
lemon
prison
face.
now. I'm in prison.
and then you work in a prison. You've worked in a prison. Your family worked in
She
a
just
prison.
Michael Scott's it. He's got a gun.
All right. So this was about a week ago. Two inmates escaped from an Ohio prison
Oh, right there. I'm going to tell you I'm not in prison, but go ahead.
by concealing themselves in a dumpster. But I wanted to ask, how realistic is?
That's not realistic at all.
I didn't think so.
No.
I mean, I guess it depends on the dumpster. It's definitely not one of those compacting ones.
Sure. Okay, so it was Bradley Gillespie, 50, who was convicted of 2 counts of murder and 2 consecutive life sentences in 2016. He escaped with I think James Lee, 47. So, anyways, they
should have
escaped.
pled the belly.
Yeah, they get into a car race. Basically, it gets like one gets caught, one gets away. They were missing at 11 a.m. basically because they had a man count and they realized they were gone. They chased them down. Car crashed by the edge of the river. 5 days later, they're still at manhunt, bloodhounds, all that thing. Good news, they found him dead in the river.
Oh,
so that's the story I wanted to bring to you.
In San Juan Tanejo or something. No,
yeah,
dude, I always joke. I would change 2 things about Shawshank Redemption. One, I would have had a welded fence at the end of that grate.
I mean, well, but the thing is that they inspect like under and like in. It doesn't make sense.
That's kind of what I
like
thought.
somebody that worked at a prison doesn't want to say they worked at a prison.
Because I've been there. I know how it works.
You've been to prison? Hell yeah, she has.
Yeah.
I have visited a prison.
Scissor me timbers.
Exactly. Like that you're finally committing to this
You know
scene.
what this is really weird is they do have family days for like the families of the people that work there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
like bring your kids to prison day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
They give you their merch, because they make stuff there.
So, anyways, the whole
Just a
reason
bunch
I
of
brought the
license
story
plates.
up, the whole reason I brought the story up was
Orange
not
Crocs.
because a person had been caught and the other one had died. The double murder died, which yay.
Honestly, like I don't even want to say in a weird way because I'm not sure how much that manhunt cost, but like I think at the end of it,
I think a manhunt is pretty expensive because they
But
pull those
I know you got Tommy Lee Jones going every doghouse,
Yeah.
But like, but I know that what is it, like $60,000-$70,000 a year it takes to like have one captive prisoner?
I
Essentially.
think it's 92,000.
92?
I think
They got a
so.
raise?
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's like
It's been the worst of times, okay?
Can I go to prison, not be there, and get that money?
Yeah. Like, okay, you just incarcerate myself.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna incarcerate yourself and you want to stay awake,
Go to the commissary and get Ted City
Yeah,
coffee.
These are great transitions.
you go to the commissary where you can find Heavy Metal Coffee Roasters as Dead City Coffee. You got Born in Hell, roasted in Wisconsin, not available in Waupun. What were the other ones? Anyway, so you can find them on their website at deadcitycoffee.com, Instagram at Dead City Coffee, or Facebook at Dead City Coffee. Again, that is Dead City Coffee.
We're not liable if it's not the commissary when you try to get it.
It's
Yeah.
seamless transition. Thank you
you.
so much, Rocky. The coffee is excellent. I drink it at work all day.
Yeah, no,
Awesome
actually, that's what got us all jazzed up for the episode 117A with
Yeah.
Ann Bonnie.
Exactly.
So, you ready to end this?
That's
this
your bucket list when you get out.
bucket list?
Dead City Coffee.
Wait, have you been looking at my
No.
notes here? Oh,
No.
you fucking sandbagger. Okay, so anyway, you want to end on a catfish?
Of course I do.
All right, listeners, audience members, please play along. Tony just snapped up. He's
He's
loving
back,
this.
and he's
All right,
back.
so it's going to follow the same game algorithm as always. This is the one truth and 2 lies. Okay, so number 1. See if you can find the theme here. Because what has the theme normally been lately?
Animals.
And what?
Oaxaca in Mexico.
Just some awful shit, right?
Yeah.
So the theme here is something wholesome and not but wholesome. Okay. So number 1, American student buys dream car for father after starting successful online lemonade stand. Number 2.
I hope that's true.
Yeah, me too.
Number 2, Canadian student buys land for community garden after selling handmade crafts made at scout camp. Number 3, Ukrainian student buys home for his mother after selling Minecraft server.
Well, I don't think anything's being bought in Ukraine right now.
Well, you got 2-for-1s with the mail order brides.
But you know what I love about all? After you said every title, I heard in my head la la la. It's just
You
like
want me to say it again?
No.
Oh,
But I'm gonna go with number.
I'll read them again.
You know what's bad is
Is
like
the theme like gaming? Or
Yeah.
No, the
something
theme
like
is something wholesome. It's
Yeah.
a nice thing because I've been talking about people
Yeah.
shoving things up their ass lately. So, all right, not but wholesome. So, number 1, American student buys dream car for father after starting successful online lemonade stand. Number 2, Canadian student buys land for community garden after selling handmade crafts made at scout camp. Number 3, Ukrainian student buys home for his mother after selling Minecraft server.
I feel like Tony is so confident with that 3 that I would be
hope
wrong
he-
to go against
I
it.
hope he lures you into a false sense of security.
I feel like
I do hope it's number 3, but here's the thing: is I guessed number 2 earlier, and number 2 was right. And I know Adam; he has this like proclivity to try to trick me, and he's like, he wouldn't do,
Do you see what I'm saying?
He wouldn't do 2 number 2s in a row.
I'm sorry, but if you notice, like the last 2 months, I've done number 1 every single time.
And the thing is, and also I'm sitting there like, I don't think it's called Boy Scouts up
Good
there.
old-
It's probably called like young pal buddies in Canada. So I'm gonna go with
It's
number 1.
Scout camp.
I think
Yeah,
it's,
but up there it's like moose.
I think it's number 1, but because he's so confident, I'm gonna say number 3 as well.
I'm gonna go with number 1. I think the online lemonade stand landed that dream car.
All right, listeners, is anybody on TikTok or they just
It's probably Charlie.
uninstalled their app right now?
Yeah. China,
Okay.
like President Xi Jinping's coming down.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Boone's
right,
like, this is
so-
my favorite podcast.
For most teenagers, Minecraft remains just a
No.
hobby, but one Ukrainian schoolboy's love for the game has meant that he can now afford to buy his homeless mother a house.
Little war helped knock the price down.
Yeah, that or
Yeah.
Detroit. Like, you pick, Mom. She's like, Ukraine.
Yeah. I bought you a rubble. It's on the nipper.
Yeah, this is a do-it-yourselfer job. DIY.
Rubble with the
Yeah.
Rubble. So anyway,
Even
so
has father's blood on brick. So,
it washes off, or keep it. It's for you. So
It's a family
this teenager, he has made a substantial sum after selling the server he ran from his bedroom, which allows gamers from all over the world to connect and play together. The 17-year-old boarding school pupil said, "I am very proud that I was able to turn my passion into a profitable business. I am glad to treating my mother. As a result
Wait,
of the
why was he in boarding school if his mom didn't have a
why
house?
was his handwriting have such a strong accent?
As a result of war, she is forced to flee home. I'm leaving her homeless, so she buy property to make. Oh my God!
Dude,
All right,
I got a couple of
so
acres
to
you
buy-
can buy on the moon.
Yeah. So to buy her a property will make all the hours spent on this project worthwhile.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty
I
sweet.
joke
actually.
about it a lot.
That's
So-
what
it's
every
a-
mom thinks.
Actually, she's actually currently staying with friends in Portugal, but intends to settle close to her son. Making enough money from selling the gaming company he set up to buy his mother a house was never something he expected. But the teenager said, with he and his friends, they embarked on a project that was.
He's
pretty
not building her a Minecraft house, is he?
That's cool.
No, could you imagine? We keep the zombies out, or no creepers, right?
Yeah.
That's cool, but like I hope just like the buying of the combs, his mom has an OnlyFans, to buy him a Minecraft server.
Oh yeah. Oh, the comb in the car.
Yeah, where they shave the hair. And
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, I thought I would do something wholesome because
That's
it's
good
been so
wholesome ending.
wretched
Yeah.
lately.
yeah.
So,
Oh man.
so stay tuned for next week. We're going to be talking about Anne Bonny. She's one of the very prolific female pirates of the Caribbean. She's born in Ireland, went to South Carolina when she was 10.
Yep.
And then product of
Her
an
times.
affair,
Yeah.
and then ended up eloping and having a grand time. And then you'll have to tune in to find out how and when she died.
Thank you so much for listening.
This has been episode 117. I am Adam. Good night. I'm over it, Riley.
I'm Renee, 2 gerbils, 1 dog, right?
How many? What's up your ass?
And I am Jake, Mississippi Bird Bath Bussy.
Don't Google that.
Don't
do it. Please do.
Major bonus.
It's awful. Renee would like it.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
Did you look it up?
What?
Oh, the bird bath?
Yes.
It's Aki. Honestly, it's a save the relationship move. Oh, is this a divorce? Yeah. Take half my shit? Yeah. Well, take all of it then, I guess.
Stop.
She's gonna pee, I see it. Oh, this is a pee kind of moment for Renee.